Inside the football world, players like Dembele and Son make two-footed ability look effortless. But here's what's interesting. It's not about natural talent at all. I'm going to show you the many different reasons why most players never master their weak foot and exactly how to fix each one. Number 4 is going to surprise you, and the last point is what Dembele specifically used to become two-footed. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to master your weak foot faster than you ever thought possible. Number 1, you're training without purpose. Most players just randomly kick the ball with their weak foot and hope for improvement. But here's the thing, your brain needs specific signals to create new neutral pathways. Every time you use your dominant foot, you're reinforcing neutral pathways that have been developing since you were a kid, which means your brain literally has stronger connections for your dominant foot. But check this out. Scientists discovered something called neuroplasticity. New word for me too. It basically means your brain can create new pathways at any age. That being said, here's what you need to focus on. First, touch control. This means practicing receiving the ball with different parts of your foot. Start with the inside of your foot, then progress to the outside, and finally the sole. Each touch should be deliberate and controlled. Ball manipulation. Once you got your touch in check, you need to learn how to move the ball. Practice small touches in different directions. Focus on keeping the ball close to your foot at all times. Striking technique. This is where most players rush. Start with short, accurate passes before moving to shots. Focus on hitting through the ball's center with a locked ankle. Number 2, your strong foot is sabotaging you. Listen, this might sound crazy, but your dominant foot is actually holding you back. Let me tell you why. Every time you default to your strong foot in training, you're reinforcing bad habits. The habit of only using your strong foot. So what's the solution? Start using your weak foot for these 3 things. Warm-up touches. Before every training session, spend 5 minutes just dribbling with your weak foot. This builds muscle memory when you're fresh and focused. Simple passes in training. Start with short 5-yard passes. The key is accuracy over power. Once you hit 9 out of 10 passes accurately, increase the distance. Ball control exercises. Use your weak foot for basic moves like the inside-outside touch, rollovers, and drag backs. These build fundamental control. By now, you've learned how to really focus and train your weak foot with a purpose. You've also been taught how to stop reinforcing bad habits to better your weak foot, but we still have a lot more ways to improve your weak foot. So let's keep going. Number 3, you're not understanding ball physics. Here's something most players never think about. The way the ball spins affects your weak foot development. When you strike with your weak foot, you're probably doing one of these 3 things. Hitting too much under the ball. This causes the ball to lift unnecessarily. You want to spread through the middle third of the ball for the best hit. Not getting clean contact. Most players hit the ball with a loose ankle, causing unpredictable spin. Lock your ankle and follow through. Using the wrong part of your foot. The sweet spot is just above your arch, not the tip of your toes or the side of your foot. Number 4, your training intensity is totally wrong. This is the one that surprises most players. Everyone thinks more practice equals better results. But check this out. Studies show that 15 minutes of focused weak foot training is better than an hour of random kicks. So here's your formula. 5-5-5. 5 minutes ball mastery. Focus on basic touches, rolls, and stops. Quality over quantity is crucial here. Each touch should be intentional. 5-minute passing drills. Start with a wall if you're training alone. Alternate between short and medium range passes, always focusing on accuracy. 5 minutes shooting practice. Begin with well-placed shots from 12 yards out. Power isn't important yet. Focus on hitting the corners consistently and with accuracy. 5-5-5 is just a starting point. If you want to go ahead and increase the amount of time, you absolutely can. Woo! It's freezing in here. Okay. Number 5, you're missing game-specific situations. All right, listen. Doing drills is great, but if you can't use your weak foot in an actual game situation, what's the point? So here's what you need to do to improve. Receiving under pressure. Have a partner pass the ball while applying light pressure. This simulates real game scenarios where you won't have time to think. Quick one-touch passes. Practice redirecting the ball with your weak foot without having an extra touch. This is crucial for fast-paced game situations. Shooting while off balance. Most game shots aren't perfect. Practice shooting while moving or slightly off balance to replicate match conditions. Number 6, your mental approach is backwards. Most players think about not messing up their weak foot, but here's what pros like Son do instead. They actively look for opportunities to use their weak foot. So you need to start doing the same by forcing yourself to only use your weak foot during warm-ups. This builds confidence when there's no pressure. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine if you really want to improve. Set a goal to take 3 shots with your weak foot every game. This creates accountability and forces you to look for opportunities rather than avoid them. Challenge yourself to make 10 clean passes with your weak foot each training session. Track these in your phone. You'll be surprised how quickly you improve when you measure it. And lastly, this is going to be the toughest one, but the one that's really going to push you. Challenge yourself to play a full game, preferably a friendly, using only your weak foot. This includes passing, shooting, receiving, everything. This will really push you to be more aware and force you to start building muscle memory using your weak foot. Number 7. You're not creating muscle memory through visualization. All players think they can only train their weak foot on the field. But check this out. Scientists discovered something crazy about visualization. When you mentally practice using your weak foot, your brain fires the exact same neural patterns as when you're actually playing. This is the same technique Dembele and Son used before games. Pre-training visualization. Before you even touch a ball, spend 5 minutes imagining yourself making perfect touches with your weak foot. Your brain can't tell the difference between vivid imagination and reality. Watch yourself train. Record your weak foot training sessions and watch them back. Your brain's mirror neurons will activate, reinforcing those movement patterns even when you're just watching yourself play. And lastly, study some pro footage. Find clips or gameplay of two-footed players like Son making plays with their weak foot. Focus on their body positioning and movement. Your brain is actively learning while you watch. Number 8, your training environment is too comfortable. Almost all players practice their weak foot in perfect conditions. Flat ground, no pressure, perfect weather. But here's the thing, real games aren't always like that. You need to train your weak foot in challenging environments to build true confidence, like a rainy night in Stoke. Like uneven surfaces. Start practicing on slightly bumpy ground that forces you to adapt and makes you more skilled on many surfaces. Different ball types. Don't just use one type of ball. Mix it up between match balls, training balls, and even slightly deflated ones. This builds better touch adaptation. Weather conditions. Light rain, perfect time to train your weak foot. The slick surface will force you to focus more on clean contact. Pressure situations. Set up small challenges or competitions for yourself. The stress will actually help your brain cement those weak foot skills faster. Number 9, you're not using progressive overload. This is the secret Dembele used and almost nobody talks about. Just like weight training, you need to gradually increase difficulty. So here's your weekly progression. Week 1, stationary ball control. Master the basics with no movement. Focus on clean touches and basic ball manipulation. Week 2, moving ball control. Add a walking/running speed movement while maintaining control. This challenges your coordination. Week 3, add defensive pressure. Have a partner provide light pressure while you control and pass. This simulates real game situations. Week 4, full speed game situations. Now combine everything at game speed. This is where real confidence is built. Listen, mastering your weak foot isn't about natural talent. It's about training smart, not hard. Start with these 9 fixes and I promise you'll see improvement in just a few weeks. But remember, this is just one part of becoming a complete player. So click the video on screen to learn how to make the goalie afraid of your shots.